Hi guys, welcome back to my XPS guide. Now I'm gonna review Kryla. So the new Kryla is really good. I don't think she need this upgrade, okay? Because even without upgrade, she was already amazing. This upgrade, I think she become maybe the best breaker. Okay, so let's compare her to Summer Fina and Lead and Heavenly Technician Lead. And if you see this, I must say Kryla is really nice, especially on her spirit stats. It is 100% spirit boost, higher than Summer Fina and Lead. Yes, her health is lower than Summer Fina and Lead, but I don't think 20% are that big. And remember, Kryla has 30% physical evasion and 20% magic evasion. So yes, she is more tanky in my opinion. And for the rest of the stats, not that amazing, but you only need to take a look on the spirit stats because she uses that stats as her offensive stats. For ailments, Kryla has poison and disease, and if you equip her Trust Master Reward, which is a must because it will give her 45% all elemental resist. Whoa, pretty good. That Trust Master Reward also activates Sleep, Paralyze, Confuse, and Pacify Resist. That means Kryla is immune, almost immune to all ailments except for Silence and Blind. But like you know, those ailments are not life-threatening, especially for Kryla. Kryla doesn't have magic, so screw Silence, Resist, and for Blind, you probably won't use her to do physical attack to the enemy. So yes, I can say Kryla has all elements resist. Very good. And that's it. I think those are all the important things about passive that she has, okay? By the way, her Trust Master Reward is really good. So if you have Blank Prism Moogle, then yes, it's worth it to fuse it with your Blank Prism Moogle. So enough about stats, now let's take a look on her abilities. So the biggest improvement of her abilities is now she can change with 3 families: Absolute Zero, Bolting Strike, and Chaos Wave. The damage may be not that good, like you can see here, she only deals 4.5 times, but yeah, luckily it is scaled based on her spirit stats, and it also imperil the elements by 75%, which are good. And yes, the best thing about all of these chaining abilities are they pair well with other characters' element. For example, Bolting Strike. Bolting Strike element for Kryla is lightning, water, light, and dark. So like you know that the strongest, not the strongest actually, one of the best Bolting Strike users is Esther, and Esther's main element is lightning, so you won't have any problem to do elemental chain with Esther. Same for water, light, and dark. Okay, so yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the strongest is Elena, and Elena can imbue herself with light element, so again, you can chain perfectly, do elemental chain when pairing Elena with Kryla. Descent for Absolute Zero, it deals fire and ice magic damage. Fire, I don't think there is any fire Absolute Zero magic, but for ice Absolute Zero, it is good because actually Absolute Zero is originally from ice. Okay, so you can find from Morgana, Circe, top tier mage. Okay, really good. And finally the last one, Chaos Wave. The owner of Wind and Earth Chaos Wave are Circe. Again, Circe is one of the best mages, so I don't mind. You can also use Morgana, and remember our old favorite mage, Ellie. For breaks, I don't think there are much improvement, but the good thing about these breaks are they remove the awakening. The bad things is they don't return our crest. What the hell, Jimmy? But it's okay because they upgrade. After awakening on the pass, your single stats break max at 65%, but now you can break 70% per stat, which is good. And it also cure break to all allies. Okay, so let's say you need spirit break, cure, you can use jinx, sap, magic potion, which is really good if you don't have spirit or stats break resist on your party. But yeah, this make her really useful on the battle. It also refill her LB gauge by 3 crystals because you can double cast this, you get 6 LB after break the enemy, which is good. But her cooldown break is still the same. Calamity Brew, 70% all stats to all enemies for 3 turns. And it increases your LB gauge by 13, which will be useful for your more powerful break. Jinx, Debilitating Pot. This is, I don't say this is that good. This is good because if I remember correctly, the past Kryla cannot break more than 74%, I forget, okay, but this make her 75% breaks much simpler. Okay, you only need to have 15 LB crystals for 3 turns. You will able to cast this because from what I remember on the past you need 26 to have all stats break to all enemies. Okay, so this is definitely good improvement, but there is a problem. If your Kryla is dead, then that means you won't get that 75% breaks. That won't be the case for the old Kryla because you break, last for 3 turns, Kryla dead, whatever. But now you need to make sure she doesn't die in the battle, which is kind of hard on today's standard. To unlock that Jinx Debilitating Pot, you need to use skills. The first one, Dark Covenant. This will break your stats, but this doesn't matter, especially if you use it on the first of the 3 turns because Kryla has stats break immunity on the first 3 turns on the battle. And for the ailments, she only is susceptible into Blind and Silence, which are harmless to her, so it's okay. And Dark Covenant also fill your LB gauge by 30, so you can, on the next turn, you can freely use your Jinx Debilitating Pot. Really good. But because this Dark Covenant, I don't think Dark Anathema is that special. Yes, it increased her spirit by 200%, which is nice for 6 turns. Okay, nice. But this skill kind of lose its purpose to unlock Jinx Debilitating Pot, because you can unlock it using Dark Covenant. But the downside of Dark Covenant is Dark Covenant need 410 MP, which are a lot. So if you run out of MP, you can use Dark Anathema instead of that. Another good thing about Kryla is she able to dispel buff from all enemies. This is not your normal dispel because you won't dispel your breaks. So only good buffs, which are very welcome. Really good. If I remember correctly, there's only one character that also able to do the same, and that is High Seraph Ultima. So she gets a competitor right now. And finally, Impending Doom. It will imperil all elemental resist by 100%. This is really useful if your attacker cannot break elemental resist by themselves. But remember, this only lasts for 2 turns. So yeah, be prepared to use this when you ready to deal your most powerful attack. She also can recover all allies by 20% health and 10% MP, but it will sacrifice one character, so I don't recommend that. And she also can dispel all allies or all enemies, so it is like Dispelga, but you can cast it easily on your party, so you don't need to use Dispelga trick. And maybe the best part about her is she can nullify magic. This will be useful on some battles. For example, Alexander, because you want to nullify his Dispelga. Really nice. Okay, and for damage, because yeah, the Eye of Doom, Curse Eye or whatever, they are good for Chamber of Arms or early trial, but in my opinion, on recent trials, they are useless because they deal little damage. So I won't talk about them. For LB, I don't think there's anything special here, okay? I think it's better to save your LB to use Debilitating Pot, but against the random status ailments are useful when you can do it. I can see Kryla will be really useful against the Yokai Lantern permanent trial later in the future, because I believe the permanent trial version of Yokai Lantern gonna have same mechanic where you able to inflict ailments to the yokai. At that time, these 8 random status ailments will be very useful. So enough about abilities, now let's talk about equipment. For equipment, it is pretty simple. Simply build her survivability, and that means health and spirit, because spirit also increase her damage, so it will help you to chain better with your real attacker. And I think that's it. You don't need to think a lot about Kryla equipment. My conclusion for Kryla, so Kryla is really good. Okay, she has good break 75%, and the lowest is 70. Yeah, the highest break 75%, and the lowest is 70%, which are really top tier. And she also able to chain with 3 moves and elemental flexibility. So after breaks the enemies, she's not simply a sitting duck. Okay, she can help your party very good. And she also able to imperil the enemies. She has that nullify magic and many nice side abilities. So really guys, my favorite breaker before Kryla is Auron, because Auron able to chain with absolute mirror of equity, but right now Kryla seems more versatile because she able to chain with magic and physical character. Her Trustmaster reward is also really good for Elemental Tetris. It is really definitely worth your blank Prism Moogle. Her STMR is also the best Elemental hat, 20% on all Elemental resist. Yo, very good. The bad thing about her upgrade is for 75% breaks, you need to make sure she is alive. She is live, okay, basically you understand what I mean. So you need to protect her, and that's it. I don't think she needs that improvement, but yeah, I think she is really OP right now. Sure, if you ask me which one do you prefer, Summer Fina and Lit or Kryla, then I may say that Summer Fina. I prefer Summer Fina because they also able to give AoE re-raise. But yeah, the greatest Summer Fina ability is the ability to give chaining abilities to all characters. But really guys, Kryla is really good because you don't need to use that buff. And yeah, basically I must say they are about on par in terms of breaks. But compared to Heavenly Technician Lead, I can say that Kryla is the winner. Okay, no need to think twice. I will always use my Kryla over Heavenly Technician Lead. She is really good. But if you already have breakers, I don't recommend you to pull for her or use your coins to get her. Yes, it is good, but yeah. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Prep XPS guide. Bye bye guys.